Gionee M7 Power, which is the new handset from Gionee Smartphones, is launching in India on November 15, 2017. We had reported the same earlier on our social channels and a blog post, which you can see for more details if you guys want to know. So this is the handset. We got it ahead of the launch and we shall have our first impressions of the device. Jumping directly to the design now. The handset has a hybrid SIM card slot on the left edge, which features a 2 nano SIM card slot or a nano plus micro SD card slot. The right hand side has a volume rocker with a power button. The bottom has 3.5mm audio output jack, primary microphone, micro USB port and speaker grill. The top has IR sensor or the IR blaster, which we know from other handsets like Xiaomi and HTC. This implies that there will be an IR app along bundled on the smartphone. On the top front there is an 8 megapixel secondary camera with earpiece, and the bottom has just the Gionee branding. There is no physical button this time because of the big display. At the back there is a 13 megapixel rear camera with LED flash and a fingerprint sensor right at the top middle. So this handset has a unique design and it's good to hold and feel because it has a laser drilled finish at the back, which definitely looks good. So you might notice is the full view display featuring an 18:9 aspect ratio, and it is a 6-inch display featuring 720 x 1440p pixels resolution, which is an HD resolution display. Talking about the internals, the handset runs on Amiga OS 5.0, which has hardware information right on the About phone in the settings menu. Tapping on the same, we have the CPU model, which is Qualcomm Snapdragon 435 mobile platform. This is the numeric model number. It is an octa-core processor running on 1.40 GHz CPU frequency. Just to show more about this, we have used an app called CPU Z, which makes use of the common name in a better way. As you can see, is an octa-core processor, Qualcomm Snapdragon 485. It comes with Adreno 505 GPU and 4 gigs of RAM along with 64 GB internal storage. The internal storage can be expanded via micro SD card up to 256 GB. The handset runs on Amiga OS 5.0 as we said earlier, and it is based on Android 7.1.1 Nougat with running on September 2017 security patch, which is good for a newly launched handset. So being on the Android 7.1.1 Nougat, it will feature all the features from Nougat Android operating system. So to test out the performance of the handset, we installed a game called as Need for Speed No Limits. It's a quite graphic intensive game and it tests the graphic intensity of the CPU and GPU. Need for Speed No Limits took quite a while downloading and initializing it for the smartphone. The handset runs the smart games pretty good, and we could see it as we move ahead in the gameplay. Initiating the gameplay, we saw the handset to handle such a graphic intensive game pretty well, and it even makes it better because as we move ahead in the gameplay, we have different scenarios where the graphic intensity increases. So for example, crashes and more graphic elements that pop out, as you could see, and there was no frame drop that we experienced. Also, it made use of the 18:9 full view display in spite of all the compatibility issues that we made that have been now resolved because of the other handsets that are already out. So, for example, some of the YouTube videos which we saw on this handset were shot in 16:9 and they had black borders on the side, which was not present on the game, and it was a pleasurable experience, to be honest. So talking about the camera now, the handset comes with 8 megapixel front facing camera and a 13 megapixel rear camera. As we said earlier, this rear camera comes with phase detection autofocus with an f/2.0 aperture. The camera UI, as you could see, is pretty much seen what we have already seen on other smartphones. For example, the iOS camera, the Vivo smartphone camera, MIUI camera would all have a similar camera UI. There is a settings toggle on the left hand side with different shooting modes toggle. Apart from the 9 shooting modes as you see on the screen, there's a different shooting mode and a unique shooting mode called as the 3D photo mode, which we will talk about in a little while. Getting back to the camera menu, camera UI, there are 9 different filters that have been built in on the handset to make the captured photo ready for social media sharing. This eradicates the use of any third-party filter application or image editing application. The settings menu on the camera app has quite a few options for users to choose or customize their shooting experience. There is Gionee branding, which is the watermark by Gionee, which we have already seen on the Gionee A1 and the A1 Plus. The same has now also been bundled into the Gionee M7 Power. There is a new capturing option available to the users, which makes use of the fingerprint sensor at the back. Users can enable it via the settings menu and tap on the fingerprint sensor to click a picture instead of tapping on the shutter button. Apart from clicking photographs, it also captures videos up to Full HD at 30 fps. There are different capturing modes available as well, which includes a face beauty mode, a card scanning mode, which is restricted to scanning visiting cards and grab the information required from the visiting card. There is also a group selfie mode, which makes use of the front facing camera and captures a wide angle selfie. And finally we have the 3D photo mode. Capturing a 3D photo mode is pretty much what we had used on the Google camera app, capturing a 360-degree shot. The subject needs to be captured continuously from different angles and it'll bundle it together using AI. So we'll go to the 3D photo shooting mode, and as the subject is being stitched together, we can swipe across the photograph to have a 3D look at the product. This is a unique add-on for the unique selling point, to be honest, for Gionee camera app, and it might interest some of the users. Capturing the photograph on a Gionee M7 Power is pretty much the same that we know. Tapping to lock focus and clicking on the shutter button to click a picture. Nothing unusual here. Photo quality, if we may talk, is what we are still yet to explore. As per the shooting environment that we use, there was ample light and the product shot turned out to be good. Although we need to test out the low light shot and different shooting modes, which we shall do on a detailed review. There is a 1x 2x shooting toggle as well, which can be used to zoom into the picture and get a zoom shot. So this was all about the Gionee M7 Power camera. The Gionee M7 Power, as we said earlier, is launching on November 15th in a price range of 15 to 20k. We shall get to know the exact price on the launch day itself, and we'll also share it from the live event. So that's all in the first impressions of the Gionee M7 Power. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more such videos.